Rex, this week officially kicks off the FedEx Cup Fall portion of the season. Why is this time of year so important?
Matt, after what we saw this year, I think it's pretty obvious. If you weren't inside of those signature events, by that I mean if you didn't finish inside the top 50 on the previous season's points list, you were already up against it because you know they're playing for more points in those signature events. Most of them don't have cuts. They get more money. They get world ranking points. Everything is stacked against you. So the fall, on twofold, they give you an opportunity to play at least into the first two of the three signature events of next year. Talking about Pebble Beach and the Genesis Invitational. And I'm looking at any player that's right around that mark. I go back to last fall. It was Ben Griffin, who was just outside that top 60. He was able to play his way into that 51 to 60 category and get into that A on 10, get into those first two events. And at least then you can get some momentum. At least then you can get some points. It gives you a lot of reasons to get motivated because we all see if you're not inside that top 50, if you aren't inside those signature events, you're going to have a tough time catching up with those players who are. Now, the other side of the list, and we talk about this a lot, it's the 125 mark. It's the historic mark of keeping your PGA Tour card. And anyone in and around that number is probably going to be feeling the heat over the course of the fall series. The two that really stand out to me is Sam Ryder. He's 127th right now on the points list. And Joel Damon. He's 118th. Keep in mind, you can go forward. You can improve your points position in the fall, but you can also fall backwards. And if you don't finish inside that top 125, you're going to be hard-pressed to even get into the full field events. Forget about the signature events. Playing opportunities are becoming more and more difficult to come by, and you have to be able to do that in the fall.
You heard me talking to you about the President's Cup and players that are playing this week, which I'll get to in just a moment. But first, I want to ask you about how much at large this time of year that it's a chance for us to see stars of tomorrow now, those on the ascent, and perhaps the stars of yesteryear who are maybe trying to recapture the glory.
Certainly the stars of tomorrow are the ones I'm going to look out for. Go back to last fall again. You look what Ludwig Oberg did. At that point, he was really an unknown commodity. No one really knew who he was. He was a very, very good player coming out of college. He'd won on the European Tour, but the expectations weren't quite sure how he was going to fit into the PGA Tour. He won at the RSM Classic, and that just got him rolling. As I pointed out, he got into those first two, or actually the three signature events, and never looked back. He ended up being dominant and becoming that star of tomorrow, just like you talked about. It's going to be fun this fall. You really never know who's going to stand out from that group, but it does give those players coming straight out of college that opportunity to earn their tour card and to prove to the world that they're going to be special, just like Ludwig.
All right, so let's say that there's fans that have grown weary about hearing about mega purses and exclusive fields. This time of year is about some very real-world pursuits that you alluded to, including finishing in the top 125. I want to take, for example, though, Matt Wallace. We opened today's show talking about what he did in the DP World Tour and that win in Switzerland last weekend. Wallace now is 22nd in Race to Dubai points. He's exempt, yes, for the 25 season on the PGA Tour, but he can help his cause with the deeper fields in the FedEx Cup Fall, as he's now, after that win, 73rd in official world golf rankings, so he's knocking on the door of the coveted top 60, say top 50 in world rankings and all that goes along with it. So I get no rest for the weary, right? But it seems as though with Wallace, he'll need to continue to jump back and forth across the pond. And this is one of those stories within stories within stories that are going to make up these months.
I think so, and Matt's probably not the only one that's going to have to make the decision between bouncing back and forth between Europe and the PGA Tour this fall. Europe, there's a lot of big events. Obviously, the BMW PGA, it's their flagship event, the Irish Open, the Dunhill, all these events that players not only need to play in, but they want to play in. But I think as it applies specifically to Matt Wallace, and I get where you're coming from, that top 50, that top 60 number in the world ranking is very, very important. You can kind of write your own check if you can get inside there, at least as far as the major championships are concerned. However, if you're Matt, I think you're going to look at what's the best path for you going forward. And I would almost argue that it's in Europe. If you look at what he did last fall on the European Tour, he kind of set himself up for success going into this season. Look at what he did on those back nine, quote-unquote, back nine events on the European Tour. He finished tied for 6th and the Dunhill. He finished tied for 9th in Qatar and then tied for 2nd at the DP World Tour finale. All of those things allowed him to move up in the world ranking and get him in a position coming into that PGA Tour season where, even though he struggled, he was able to maintain some level of consistency.
There will be so many stories like that through this period, these weeks ahead of us. Now, this week's Procore event has 6 President's Cup participants in the field. Before the last Ryder Cup, the United States team was questioned as many of the top players entered the Ryder Cup coming off an extended break. With still a couple of weeks plus to go, is this, do you think, Rex, a good sign that some President's Cup players on both sides are staying game ready?
I think so, and I'm going to look at two specific players, one for the international team and one for the U.S. team. I had a chance to talk with Mackenzie Hughes last week after he'd gotten that selection. He'd gotten a phone call from Mike Weir, and he was really excited. He hadn't been in that position before where you actually got the phone call that you want to get and you end up on the team. But he pointed out he didn't make it past the first playoff event. He didn't make it to the BMW Championship, so it was going to be a couple weeks off before he showed up at Royal Montreal, and he made it clear he wanted to get back out as soon as he could, meaning this week in Napa. He wanted to make sure his game is going to be sharp. Now, there is a balance. You need to find a way to be sharp and to be rested. It's been a long season for almost the entire PGA Tour, and it's going to be a delicate balance. I think a lot of the game's star players, I would turn to Scotty Scheffler or Xander Schauffele, probably need rest more than they need reps. On the other side of it, it's going to be Max Homa. And I'm not going to be overly mean to Max Homa because I was in the past when he got this when he got this captain's pick. But he does need a good week. He doesn't need to win. He doesn't need to prove anything to Jim Furyk, the U.S. captain, because he's already a pick. However, if you look at the one thing you're going to have to do well at Royal Montreal, that's drive the ball well. And Max has not done that all season long. He needs to show some sort of progress this week in Napa.